Drop the brace.
What's up, guys? It's Ryan, Mike, and Bob here from FullHouseRS. And it's been about 2 months since 07 came out, right? 2 months?
Something like that.
Yep. It's, I think, 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And when it originally came out, we made a video talking about our opinions on it. And it's 2 months later, and, well, Bob's completely flip-flopped from what he said on that video.
As you guys might know.
You might have noticed this.
And Mike's... I guess you're like the same.
Mike's bisexual.
Yeah. I'm Byron sexual. And there was my bad joke for the video. So, we can go on now.
Get that out of the way early.
I had to get it out of the way early.
And then I am completely EOC. I went on 07 for about 5 minutes for a video with Mike, and then I got off.
It's probably an acquired taste, really. I don't know. It just depends on what you like to do.
So, Bob, why do you play 07?
I like Slayer, and I like making money while I'm actually slaying. So, in EOC right now is pretty much like pointless to slay because every drop is just so shit. And it's just experience and not money. And in 07, it just feels like you work up to like 75 and then 80 and then 85 and 90, and you're actually making money from the good drops that are supposed to be worth something because they have a purpose. So,
well, it's not that they don't have a purpose.
Well, let's be honest. If you get past level 60 range, the dark bow doesn't have a purpose, and if you get past, let's say, 75 attack, the whip doesn't have a purpose. You can't say it does.
Granite Mauls have a purpose in 07, even though whips are out.
Right.
And in this game, whips and Granite Mauls have no purposes.
Yeah.
Really. Other than, I mean, I'm using a whip right now because, you know, with a new account, of course, you're going to need the lower tier weapons, but highest tier people do not need the whips, but in 07 they pretty much do, and
It's
even pures.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if they reworked Slayer and made a new monster that dropped armor or weapons or something, like the new range dungeon that has been talked about,
Yeah, but
would you come back to EOC?
I'm playing EOC right now.
would
you know
come
what I
back
mean.
to Slayer?
I think it's too little too late, really, with Slayer.
I was gonna say that wouldn't make a difference because that would be good luck getting that task.
Exactly.
And in 07, with 07, I could get any task and make probably 200 to 500k.
Right, like my typical tasks, I have 170 something, or probably 180 tasks now, and another reason I like 07 is the clue scrolls, because clue scrolls were always fun to me, and I've done a lot over the time, and I've gotten my fair share of like clue rewards kind of thing, and it's just it feels like there's no point to do them because the rewards are like, besides third age and maybe like Rangers and Robins and like the third age druidic, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
None of the stuff's worth it. But,
Well, I mean, the Druidric, like, one piece is worth 7 bill.
Yeah, but
I've done
it's
20
elite
clues.
Only.
As an example, I've done 20 clues so far, and while like a little under half of them have been easy clues, I've only made 600k. So, and 600k in EOC is absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And what about bossing? You don't do bossing on 07, do you?
Not yet. I'll probably do my barriers runs on that, and Cal Fight Queen as well, and probably Dag Kings too, because they're kind of fun in 07, especially because it's just claws and Gothics. Really, that's the best thing to use there.
Well, if I were you, I would just do it. What is it called?
Cleaning House.
Cleaning House.
I already made a video on it, Ryan.
Yeah, but I mean, at least on 07, like, drops aren't going to be coming out all the time unless they had, like, God Wars or something.
Yeah.
But even then, it's only a couple drops.
Mhm.
On EOC, it would be so hard to do it because, especially with all the new bosses that are coming
New
out.
things getting added all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I was giving my opinion on it because I like since I have come back to EOC, I came back for completely different reasons. The reason I came back to EOC is I like training with the new ways to train skills. Like '07, it's not the fact that it's slower, it's just the fact that it's the same way that I've trained skills for so long that I'm used to it. When I
Mhm.
was when I'm training woodcutting, if I wanted to go train it in '07, I would either do yews or willows. And here
Right.
you got more stuff you could do. Fire making, make long lines of fire making, or you can bonfire
Right.
in this one. So that's the reason I mainly came back to EOC, although I will have to admit the biggest reason I came back to EOC is I couldn't stand the bots in '07.
They actually made a post about bot watch and handling bots in '07
Yeah,
on the
I
forums.
know they would eventually deal with them, but at the moment when I was playing, it was just so bad. I was like, well, I can't stand skilling right now, so I'm gonna go back to EOC.
I mean, even with the amount of bots that are in the game right now, especially the naturine bots and the pure essence miners, it still has value.
hmm It's be it's because that's been botted for 2 months instead of
Right.
5 years.
Hmm.
So it's that's pretty much the main reason I came back to EOC is the bots were starting to get on my nerves.
They'll be handled eventually.
hmm And probably once they release like the rares, if they put them into treasure trails, I'll probably come back
It
to
doesn't
'07
look
for a
like it's
bit.
gonna happen. It looks like it's gonna be in a shop for a lot of money.
Fuck.
I
Oh
thought
well.
I thought what one was the community events.
Oh, that's so dumb.
Yeah,
And
I thought
that's
that
only
was.
for the untradeable ones, Ryan.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the tradable ones.
Well,
There was two different polls
if
for
it's some
tradable
kind
and
of a
untradeable.
if it's some kind of event like that, I'll come back just to, get my untradeable one.
Mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
at the
And
moment, I
then
don't have any real plans to come back to '07 full time for at least a while. I would like to, come back and do some more barrows on '07. Old school barrows was
mhm.
so fun.
For me, the main reason I never went to like '07 was because I already like played in '07.
So did
hmm
I.
I know, but like I
Oh,
like new content. I don't like doing stuff that I've already done.
Well, let's look at the new content that's come out recently. There hasn't been much besides the God Wars update. When was the last big update?
Um, The World Awakes,
Yeah,
Warbands,
how
Outbreak
long ago
League.
was that? Before '07 came out? 2 months?
warbands, charm sprites.
Charm Strikes isn't big.
Hey, it was a comp cape.
And right now I'm going for Trim Comp Cape, as some of you probably
Knew
know.
it.
But it's
Didn't I? How long ago did I call this, Mike?
the
Like
thing
6
is like Ryan doesn't mean that just the big updates. It's just the fact that there is an update at all, and at least it's something to do. I mean,
There's constant updates on '07. It's improvements, really, but they're starting to add in bigger things. Like they're going to
mhm.
start adding in quests that the community votes on that they want to see. It's just a matter of fixing what people want to
there
fix
there's
first.
so many clunky things in '07 that I really enjoy coming back to EOC and having the less clunky
So,
version of it. But it's not it's not really the reason that I hate it in general. Like '07 has its perks and has its loveliness to it.
Hmm. But what I'm trying to say is that like I already played in '07. I don't want to like play in it again. I
hmm
want to like focus on. I don't know. I feel like I'm fucking Socrates or something. I want to look towards the future, not stay in the past. You know
he's
what I mean?
Safazi. Another reason I did it is because I'm maxed, and I feel like I want to do it again, but not on EOC. So why not challenge myself with something that's takes a little bit longer and
Well,
make.
for me and my friends, when they all max, would you DG with us?
I don't know. I don't like DG. I really
It was
don't.
fun when we did it though.
Yeah, but I burned out so fast on it. We did it so much.
Yeah, I guess. The only
They,
thing that I
the new
okay,
skills coming out.
That's
Mm,
not too. Yeah.
would you
That's
play for that, Bob?
Depends what it is.
Oh,
Those-
I've heard on the forum something about like what was it, Mike? God Emissary?
the God emissaries that are coming out this month.
I have to say there is. If I look at the skill tab right now, I can't look here and say That's a bad skill, except maybe agility, but that's besides the point. Because literally, especially with the updates they've made to EOC, what the fuck's the point of agility?
Yeah. The every skill has its own unique perk to it. Like when farming came out, everybody's like, "Oh, this is so annoying that we have to wait for the crops to do." And then like later they were like, "Oh yeah, I love this. I don't have to play the game for my crops to
Exactly.
grow."
You could do other stuff.
And then when Slayer first came out, everybody hated it because they're like, "Oh, they're forcing us to fight different monsters than we want to." And then people are like, "Oh my god, this is awesome. I'm not going to get bored." So I
Exactly.
think people start to learn how to enjoy the skills even if at first they don't understand how to
Except
enjoy them.
agility.
Yeah, same
And
thing with DG.
that was like adding on to my point in '07, like all the training methods in '07, I did so much. And with EOC there are, new ways to train the method, new way of train a new training method for each
Well, you knew
skill.
you mean easier.
Well, there it's either easier or just different. Like
AFKable.
yeah, pyramid plunder, I guess, is the only like thieving's the only skill that hasn't really changed that much. You have
Dwarf traders
monkey
are
knife
better, but they're
fighters,
way
but
more annoying.
yeah,
And they're only
But
better with an aura anyway, so.
well, when you were talking about agility, I was going to talk about rune span. When rune crafting before rune span was ever mentioned,
hmm
everyone hated it, like including me. I got 97 rune crafting when RuneSpan came
You
out.
did CMI, right?
I did ZMI to 91 and Nats to 97.
I can't say I hated it, because all my skiller I liked ballooning law runes.
Yeah, same. I did to like 80 rune crafting like
I
that.
enjoyed rune
But
crafting up until like 95, and then it started to
Stuff.
get 95 was so the exponential growth and the experience was just starting to get to me.
mhm.
Even though I was making a lot of money, it was just like this is gonna take forever.
I just want to go do Slayer.
I just want to do something else.
I want to go to Dust Devil.
Oh yeah.
But and then rune, like everyone's saying they hate rune crafting, and they're like, "What? Everyone hates rune crafting? Let's look into this. Let's see, and maybe we can find a better way to do rune crafting." And then everyone's saying, "Oh, I hate this skill because I have to pay attention to it all the time and so much clicking, blah blah blah." So they're like, "All right, let's make something AFK." So then they make RuneSpan, and a week later, everyone's complaining that it's too easy.
hmm
I had to say they really wanted to kill regular rune crafting when they removed the blood runes and death runes from being used for surges. Because I feel like, especially at Glaciers, that was they kept them at a decent price, and then they took them out and just made them fire and air runes. There's really no point in crafting them.
But then the elemental runes did go up.
Well, yeah,
I mean, it
but
doesn't compensate it at all, but
Although the ancient magics are still better to use.
yeah, rock barraging on Dagonets, I guess. Yeah.
well, unlike
That
anything,
but once again, it's not like they completely made that change without anybody or without any kind of feedback from players. They saw that people weren't wanting to train mage. They wanted to train mage in different ways, like barraging, of course, or that was the
Glaciers.
fastest way. But like
Glaciers were where it's at
the
for me.
cheap people would, alch, or you do string amulet, or you do all some other sort of way to train magic except for combat. And they thought, why weren't people doing that? Because maybe, the runes were annoying to get. So they took out made it cheaper to do.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, since it is cheaper, I do use magic a lot more in combat wise, not only just
yeah.
because of their weaknesses, but also because it's more fun and magic is still
I
kind of
I
overpowered.
I
Not as overpowered as
personally
Strike Force.
I personally think, well, not anymore, really, right?
There was a buff
They
today.
got
They're a
buffed.
little bit
I
better.
did.
Yeah.
Um, Personally, I think it would have been better if they left the death and blood runes, especially after making the weaknesses, because it would
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
if you want to like exploit the weaknesses of a monster, you should have to use like if you don't have to use the highest level spell,
Yeah, I'm not quite
but to be
sure if
efficient.
I'm not quite sure if it was a good or a bad idea. It was just saying that like they made that choice not just off the spur of a moment of an idea. I'm sure somebody had recommended that them make it easier to get the runes or something.
Yeah,
No,
because I mean, like when I
The
got
biggest
99 Mage, I did it off of String Amulet.
yeah.
But in the end of the day, Magic is a combat skill.
I mean, there's already so many items in the game, so it just didn't help the prices at all.
the thing I don't understand, especially with the '07 community, with the polls I've noticed recently, and Mike can vouch for this because he was looking forward to the scroll wheel being introduced in '07, as well as some of the pure, like the Monkey Madness things that people wanted to be able to get Addy gloves on a pure.
Hmm.
I
And
don't
people voted
understand.
no.
Yeah, I don't understand why if it doesn't affect you. Like I think people thought when they said they were going to use the scroll wheel, and they really need to think before they like post the
They need
description.
to explain what the update will actually do.
Exactly. That's what they had to do with the free to play worlds because people didn't know what they meant.
Hmm.
But they got to understand that there's 13-year-old kids reading this,
Hmm.
and they don't have reading comprehension.
Yeah, I
and
mean, like if you watch Chris Harchie videos, half the kids on there are fucking like
like
less than 14.
Call of Duty players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. This video is getting
But
quite
I,
long.
I wish that was like I like the way '07 is run. Not only with the
Yeah.
small development team, but the polls. If they released a poll for more things, it would solve so much more
The
problems.
problem Jiggy brought up, and I kind of agree with him, is development time on a new, not introduced patch or upgrade or a new thing entirely is a lot harder to do than work on something that's already been released. And I think it would
Yeah, I guess.
it'd be difficult to use it for EOC compared to an older game.
Not to
Yeah, I guess
mention,
because
not to mention how much Jagex have on their plate right now. They are running '07. They're running the normal game. They're working on the
Classic.
beta. They're working on the alpha. They're working on classic. No. Um, they're doing all the community stuff. They're making behind the scenes videos. They're doing a lot of stuff now.
For those of you who don't know, Dungeoneering was actually released in Classic not too long ago. So
so
Uh,
Bob, is there like anything that you think would bring you
you
back
know
to the
how ridiculous
EOC?
that would be to
Well, I
see a
was talking
chaotic
about it
and
earlier
classic world, where I was thinking about doing Glaciers
Yeah.
again, depending if
Block of
Steadfast
white.
stay where they are now, because I don't know with this new armor update if they're even going to be worth it anymore.
Um, I'm not sure if Torva still has the set effect. Do you know, Mike?
It's 10%, and like the effect is based on the armor, so the boots do add a little bit to it. But the thing is like I think they matter just as much as they did in the last system, if not more.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that boots didn't really matter that much. People just kind of got them for the fact that they look good.
Aesthetic.
Hmm.
Hmm. But I don't know. I'm content with AFKing on '07 and doing like cooking or fire making or fishing or anything.
If one of the new bosses come out and it's really cool looking, will you come back to try it at least?
Yeah, because I want to make money. Because I need it for more Magic Live. But
True.
Are you ever gonna like transfer money over from
hell
EOC to '07?
nope.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll probably do Abbey Demons when I ever get. I don't know actually. I see. I'm torn if I want to camp Abbey Demons or if I want to just continue with Slayer because whips are always gonna have a high value.
And this is why I'm going to go back to '07 eventually, is because Bob's going to give me a lot of free cash. No.
I don't know. I don't.
Another thing that bothers me about '07, not '07, just that the fact that there are two separate games now, is that I know like when we live stream, we might get like 20 people over the course of a live stream for a couple of hours saying LOL EOC. Like, oh, like
Hmm. There's going to
why
be
do people do that?
because it separated the system. But as I mentioned in the stream, strangely enough, while it split the community, it also it split the community, but it strengthened the people who like the EOC and the people who like the '07. So at least it strengthened some people's fill of
Yeah.
community.
Like when I know when we were streaming and we were getting like, close to like 80 people watching,
Hmm.
like everyone was saying, "Oh, you're the only EOC stream.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a million '07 streams.
To
And
be
because
honest,
of that,
maybe
people say,
there are people like me who would like to stream but just can't. EOC takes a
yeah,
lot
because I
more
guess,
bandwidth.
yeah.
Because I
But
could
I
I
just
could
wish
stream, but it would
people,
look like shit.
yeah. Well, you could probably stream when you did that test stream. It wasn't that bad.
It was really laggy, but I had to set my things lower to get laggy, less blocky.
Oh,
Alright.
is there anything else we want to talk about,
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Mike?
Nope.
Ryan? Nope. Okay. Guess I'll do the outro then. Please try not to interrupt.
Don't fuck it up though.
So that was just kind of like a 25-minute ramble about '07 versus EOC. To sum it all up, we're not like anti anything or pro anything. Like we don't care what people play because it's really like none of our business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
As long as people are playing what they enjoy. And obviously on our channel, Bob does '07, I do EOC,
And
and then
Mike's
Mike does a little
bisexual.
bit of each
Yeah.
once sometimes. So I mean, if anyone, I don't know what
Play
else.
what play play what you like and don't put down other people for playing what they like.
I just like how fast Ryan gave up.
There you go.
So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any opinions on what we said, feel free to leave a comment. And we will see you tomorrow for our next video.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.